yourself on November 8th, 2016. And I bet some of you are going, what is that date? Well, that date is actually the next time we're going to have a major presidential election. So I'd like all of you to imagine yourself in your voting booth. You're standing there, it's a big day, you're going to find out at the end of the night who's going to be our next president, and you're looking over this complete list of everything you're supposed to be voting on. You know, you're drawing the lines to connect the arrows across, and you're trying to make the best decisions you can. But as you start to look over more and more of the ballot, more and more of it looks confusing. You know, what's the difference between Prop 458 and Prop 657 and referenda this and law that, and it's just confusing. I mean, you got a packet in the mail explaining all of what you're supposed to be voting on, but now you can't seem to remember because that seems like months ago that you even looked over that. Or maybe you just have no clue in general because it does get pretty confusing. So when you're standing in your voting booth trying to decide between Hillary Clinton or Mitt Romney in his third go-around for president on November 8, 2016, I'd like you to keep in mind what I'm going to present to you today. So good morning, my name is Megan Shaw, and I've spent the last few weeks researching how and why people vote the way they do. I'm here today to speak to you on why we need to instill a better form of voter education and make it available on election day. So almost be refreshed of the issues and the concerns and the stances of the candidates on election day. Today we'll be discussing how people vote, why people vote the way they do, and how we can solve the problem of negligent voting. So now that we have previewed a little bit of what we're going to be discussing today, let's jump into how people vote. So I'm sure many of you feel very confused on election day, or even deciding on the ballot at home or whatever you do. About 80% of you in my student survey answered that you were registered U.S. voters. And in his article on how people vote, Christian Conger said that people vote for a variety of reasons. I found these reasons to be very interesting. First of all, people tend to vote because they believe it's their patriotic duty. Not necessarily for a specific reason, they just feel since they are an American citizen, they should be voting. They also vote because they feel that since others are voting and they're all wearing the I voted today sticker, they need to be wearing the I voted today sticker and go vote. It can also be genetic, meaning that in his article, Conger stated that 60% of people who are raised with certain political ideals go on to carry on the same political ideals as their parents. So now that we've looked at just some of the reasons that people vote the way they do, let's discuss why they vote the way they do. And according to H. Chabot, in his 2010 article on democratic voting woes, people don't necessarily take the time out of their day, out of their life, to learn the issues. I mean, how exciting is it to, day after day, read about the House of Representatives or what law was passed that really means nothing in our day-to-day life? Just kind of irrelevant stuff. So it takes time and it takes dedication to be an informed voter, to make those informed decisions. And not everyone is as dedicated to wanting to learn. According to the video, Why Are Voters So Underinformed? Only 46% of people know which party holds the majority in the House of Representatives. 39% of people know that national defense is our country's biggest spending item, and only 14% of people know the current rate of inflation. And that's kind of shocking considering that we all vote on election day or whenever an election is held, we all are creating these laws to live by, and it seems that most of us don't even have a clue what they mean or what we live by. The video also claimed that one of the major reasons that people voted the way they do, or vote the way they do, is because they lack the incentive to learn. And like I talked about, people don't have the time to learn, people lack the incentive to learn because it is not the most exciting thing to learn about and talk about. But unfortunately, we are citizens of a country, we do live in a democratic nation, and we should be able to contribute in an informed manner. So how do we fix this? I mean, obviously, it would be great if everyone could be informed every single day on every single issue and know it front and back. But unfortunately, like I said, that's not always a possibility. So my personal solution is that I believe on election day, voters should be made to watch a mandatory video issued by the government, made by tax dollars, available bias-free, completely free, in very short time duration to refresh them on the issues. You know, here's what so-and-so believes, here's what this law is going to do, here's what our children are going to benefit from this, etc. And 80% of you in my student survey agreed that this would be beneficial to you as well. So until that day, we can write to our lawmakers to instill a form of refresher voter education on election day, and we can educate ourselves and we can educate others, but we should work to instill a form of mandatory voter education. So today we examined how people vote, why they vote the way they do, and some possible solutions to the problem. So now take action, because on the next election day, when you're standing there deciding between Hillary and Mitt again, I want you to remember what I talked to you about today. And if you're standing there wondering about the issues, maybe you'll feel the need to make a change. Thank you.